Welcome to WAM, the Wellness Arts and Military Podcast. We connect military communities with enriching arts programs for overall well-being. Join us to explore creativity, wellness, and resilience.
Hello and welcome to the Wellness Arts and Military Podcast. I'm your host, Gabriella Smith, and this is our first episode for 2026. This year, Ruth Esther here. She is a SAP grantee, self-directed art practice grantee. And through our email, she's mentioned she doesn't necessarily consider herself a master, but I just want to give you some love and say that you are an amazing artist, and I want you to introduce yourself and what sparked your love for art.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ruth Esther. I am a self-taught fashion designer, seamstress. I'm an artist. I teach sewing classes. I pretty much, in my field, I do it all.
Amazing.
I also create a piece of poetry that goes with all my garments. It tells the story in a way that it is the visual, and then you have the words. So I don't know, to tell you the truth, what sparked my love for art. I have to be completely honest with you. I was raped when I was in the Army. And you know, the stigma and the taboos that comes with that back then, it created a really big hole. It created a big hollow thing in my life. For so many years, I tried so many things to get better. Therapy was one of those things that led me to the path where I'm in right now. I was going to therapy, but I was actually doing the work, because you have to work at therapy. I mean, you can just go and sit there and do nothing. That is just, it doesn't work like that. You actually got to put, like work forward towards some goals. So, therapy was going, and I was doing the best that I could, manage. However, so my therapist said to me one time, she said, Ruth, you need to connect with humans again. Because, of course, after that happened and so many things after that, how we are treated in the Army, women of colors, but also women in general. I removed myself from this reality. I removed myself from people, from the life, from everything. Kind of put myself into this little cave, and I was content in that little cave. Anyway, I try to harm myself. I try to murder myself. So my therapist said that I needed a pipeline, and that she suggested that I needed to find something that I can connect people to me. And she knew that I taught myself how to make little things here, how to make a code, how to make this and how to make that. Because I used to bring some of my garments to her, like trying to give it to her, and she was like, no, I can't, because she was my therapist and gifts and whatnot. Anyway, one day she was like, you know what? Every time we have a section, you bring me some of the garments that you make. Why don't you go to a woman shelter and just start giving your stuff away?
Very sweet. Yeah. I know that a part of this project too, at the end of it, you're going to have exhibitions, and a part of that is bringing people in, right? Was that something that you're leaning into, is having people also learn that it's okay to be creative and express themselves through that? It sounds like it, because the name of your project is Threads of Identity.
Indeed it is.
Yeah.
And that is the whole purpose of me getting into this art and loving the art, because art was the only connection. It was like making designing. It was the only bridge that I created so I can connect with people. So there I was, um, making design, one of a kind. And that was the connector, that was the bridge that I had in order to connect with others. And you know what interesting is that I I started my art so I can connect with people. But
Mm-hmm.
people started connected with me because what I started doing, the purpose of me creating my art is that my therapist suggested that I needed to, of course, find a bridge, a pipeline. But also, she said, when you feel so overwhelmed by
Mm-hmm.
your life experience, by everything that happened to you, go into your studio, close your eyes, and design.
Mm.
And um, I learned how to navigate my negative emotions,
Yeah.
my negative feelings. When I feel so overwhelmed and life doesn't make any sense, I go into my studio, select a piece of fabric, grab my sisters, put on my apron, and I go into this world, and all my emotions go into this piece of garment. And
Yeah.
I turn all my pain and all my bad things that I'm feeling at that moment, I turn it into something beautiful. And I was never able to know if I could do that. And people connect to that in a way that I don't understand. Honestly, I'm speaking to you right now and I am listening to myself. And it's a privilege to have people to connect with your work because they connecting with my pain and they don't even know what that's what they're doing.
I I can attest to that, looking at your application and seeing all of your past projects. It sounds like you've been doing this for a while now. Can I ask how long you've been a seamstress into fashion design and so forth?
And I started my little studio band in 2018.
Congratulations. That's again, I want to say like I can see the amount of effort, the amount of time that goes into these designs. And like you mentioned, without hearing this story, your backstory, I see the beauty in those pieces. And I just see how incorporation of new types of what would you say, textiles or fabrics? And it sounds like you're also doing that this project. You're going to be incorporating leather. So can you tell us
Oh, yeah.
about how you're going to be incorporating leather and how that'll allow you to express something that other fabrics maybe don't?
Okay, great. That's a really good question. Leather. When I look at leather, what I feel is it was something lost and something made out of the loss.
Mm,
And I love to incorporate different pieces of leather together. There are so many type of leather, so many shapes, so many colors. Um, I like to just patch them together and create this, I don't know, create this world where you can look at the dress from the back, front, side, and you see something completely different.
mm.
I don't like symmetrical things. I love everything unsymmetrical.
Fun.
So yeah, so leather is one of those things that you can't cut leather. The only thing you can do with leather is just simply let it guide you, let it speak to you. And that's why I love to work with leather because with leather, it tells me, hey, I want to be attached to this side. I
Ooh,
want to be attached to this other piece. And that's kind of sort of my life, you know? I'm like,
yeah.
hey, we're awake today. What are we doing? How are we
Using
feeling?
Yeah, using what is already there, right? And kind
Exactly.
of working
Yeah.
around that. Um, and I guess the second part of that, it sounds like in your timeline for this grant, you're already on maybe your second garment.
Actually, on my third.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
doing
Oh,
the third.
wonderful. So maybe you could tell us about how the leather has already been incorporated into these two or three garments.
Well, whew,
Or is
I
that,
would.
is that hush
Well,
hush until
you know
the
what?
exhibition?
No, let me see if I can turn this into words,
Okay.
right? I have collected over 20 different pieces of different leathers,
Mm,
from red to yellow to blue. And of course, I don't like fake leather. I like real leather because,
mm, yes.
so I have collected little pieces here, because of the lack of financial and whatnot. I go through thrift stores, and whenever I see a piece of leather or someone is like getting rid of their jacket or whatever, I go or come around and I repurpose that. I cut it in
Yeah.
a way that I can reuse it. So the leather dress that I'm creating is an 1800 dress.
Ooh, fun.
Yes. Yes.
It takes back
um,
into time. I love that because in the
yeah,
1800s, was
yeah.
leather used back then, or is this kind of a
Not
modern?
at all. That was
Yeah.
to tell you the truth, if we go back to history, there wasn't even fashion designers. The original fashion designers, they were called seamstress, and this is why I
Yeah.
love to call myself a seamstress, because it's a
Yes.
privilege. But yeah, back in the 1800s, that wasn't the case.
Mm,
Um, but to have created a garment back then out of leather, that was actually completely not acceptable. It was
mm,
not the norm. It
yeah.
was not something that a lady could wear. You always have to go with the norm. And I think that is my thing with art
Mm,
and my fashion. I don't like the norm. The norm only allows me to discover little pieces of me. I
mhm,
want to create a piece of art that tells people who I am. And that's what I do. So the leather, to answer your question with the leather, I mean, the leather speaks to me. And through the process, I just let it do whatever it does and I just put it together. I don't know
amazing.
how else
Yeah.
to tell you. Like like some people like, no, you gotta mold it like this and you gotta turn it and cut it like that. I'm like, no, fabric speaks to me.
Yeah.
Fabric knows how it wants to be pleated, how it wants to be cut. I don't know. I think that's the connection that I have with my art.
Mm,
It helps me to connect with others in a level that I'm there, but I am not touched by them. I don't know if that makes
yeah.
sense.
It definitely does. I wonder,
Yes.
it sounds like you've been again doing this since 2018, or well, you started your, you
Oh
know,
no, yeah, no, I taught myself how to do
taught.
this when I was in the military and I
Okay.
was deployed.
Okay. So yeah, it's been a while. What are you still learning in your, let's say, design course or throughout this project just on your own?
Okay, so I have so much that I have learned through the course. First of all, continue those classes, girl. Okay. Because none of us can say that we are a master of, because we lack so many things.
Mm,
Through the first class, I'm sitting at this class and I'm like, wow, okay. Last class that we had, I love that last class. I mean, this last week was a really good class. But anyway, let me concentrate on answering your question. What
I'm
have
so
I
happy to
learned?
hear though that you're excited about the class. It just makes
Oh
my heart
no, I
warm.
am.
Yeah.
No, no, really, I am, because let me tell you what this classes had exposed my art to.
Mm,
One, how to promote
mm,
myself, how to promote my art, right? Well, not myself, but my art.
right.
Two, how to ask for help, because I wanted to create this garment and I needed help. So coming and applying for the grant and being there, I am seeing where I am lacking. Um, Another thing that I mean, there are just so many things that I'm learning that I was not able to understand that this is what my art needed in order to keep growing and
Mm-hmm.
progressing. Because as an artist, if you stay the same, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
completely fine.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. But I think this is why I taught myself how to do this. Then I was a seamstress. Then I was a fashion designer. Now I'm gonna be well. I've been teaching, so it's like the class have taught me that I need to grow my art in these little streams. When it comes to financially, I need to expose my art financially properly,
Mm-hmm.
right? I need to expose my art in a way that it is. Not presentable. What is the word I'm looking for? Not appealing, but I need to create a path
Mm.
where I can, the community. There are
Yeah.
so many of us looking to connect in the community. And honestly, the grant has allowed me to do that. I'm going to showcase some of my work in the
Yay.
community. I know.
I'm so happy to hear
I
that.
know.
Yes.
Like I already booked the room and I already got the date and everything. It's gonna be for Veterans Day. Think yeah, Veterans Week, the 24, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean the class, honestly, without them, I will not be able to see where I need to grow my art
Mm-hmm.
and from. Because if
Right.
I don't grow, then my art won't grow.
And like you mentioned, a big part, it sounds like, is building it so that other people can connect to it. So if
Mhm.
community is something that you're learning to engage with more or promote to more, that's building on that connection to the
Yeah.
community. Um,
Mhm.
I guess a last question, now that you're saying you've already got it booked, you already have the dates, can you tell us a little bit about the exhibition? Where's it gonna be?
Oh, yes, it's going to be at the Armory. It's going to
Yay.
be the Eleanor Room. It's going to be the 24th of May. Yes, 24th of May. It's going to be a very simple showcasing. What I'm going to do is have pieces of my art, all the pieces that I have created with the grant. And I'm just going to let people come and look at the art and tell me what they feel. Hey,
Yes.
when they look at this piece or the African print or the
Mm,
leather piece, all I want to do is for them to tell me, hey, this
mm.
is what this makes. Like, I actually want to ask them. I don't want, how everyone wants to be in a panel.
Yeah.
No, I want the public to be the panel. I
Ooh,
actually want the public to tell me, the people that do come for the exhibition, hey, this is what I think, and this is what made me feel.
yeah.
Because honestly, one thing, this was the secret. Now is not a secret. I design my bad feelings. I design my bad emotions, my horrible
Mm,
experiences. So to see them react to my feelings and to see where it came from and how it looks so beautiful, but
yeah.
they don't know what's behind the curtains. I want them to tell me, hey, this is how I felt. Like, I don't know. I want them to be my panel and
Like
tell
you
me.
said, yeah, emotions are fluid, and I think that it can speak to people in different ways. I would love to be there myself to see some of those art pieces. So,
Please come. It's going
yes.
to be, it's 3 hours. So, it's
Yeah.
going to be on a Sunday.
Yay.
So, to
Totally.
come.
Yes, I would love that. And I guess, that kind of gets towards the end of this podcast, but is there anything that you'd like to mention to this audience, or is there any way that they could find you after this podcast?
Yes. I am going to say two things. Would that be okay? Okay.
Yes.
If you go to my Instagram, it is Ruth Esther One Oak. Facebook, Ruth Esther One Oak. TikTok, Ruth Esther seamstress. And if you go to my YouTube, is Ruth Esther One Oak. What will
There.
I what would I want you guys to know? What I would like to share with you. If you are an artist, you will only know if you are one if you expose yourself to whatever appeals to you, what comes to your heart, what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel something. Connect to whatever it is that you need to connect in order to find the arts that you really are. I never knew that I was going to be a fashion designer. I never knew that my art was going to get this far. I I
Yeah.
never thought that I was going to be able to see my art in magazines and fashion weeks and all these weird things, let alone a grant. I
Yeah. I
it's
can
so go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, I love your energy about this. I love how, when I'm talking to you right now, it feels so easy and natural to talk to you about this. And I think that's because you really have grown into your artwork and you just want to express the fact that it's a good thing. Nonetheless, it brings out beauty. Even though it comes from different ways, it allows people to see the beauty behind it. And that's what I'm seeing from you is just the beauty in it. And even seeing your art studio in the back, I can see all the colors and the like my mom's an artist, so it just brings back that joy that I again
Oh,
used to see in my own mom's art
oh,
studio. So,
I tell you, I mean, my design, my one of a kind design is the only reason that keeps me alive and from harming myself. So I know there's 1,000 people out there who don't like themselves, life experience and everything that this life has to expose you to. But find your art, find what makes you at ease and calm.
hmm.
Just find whatever comes to your heart because honestly, if it wasn't for my art, I don't think that I would have been here still.
Yeah, you're speaking life. It's promoting the goodness. It's promoting the fact that it can bring so much more to your life. Speak life, right? That's exactly what I'm
There
hearing
you
from you.
go.
I
Because
love
you know,
it.
life will life you left and right, right and left. And
That's right.
you know, all this stigmas and all this stigma and all these things that life have to offer, you know, they get to people's
Yeah.
heart and when they get to people's heart, some people shut down. And when you shut down your heart, you can no longer see, you can no longer grow. And I
Hmm.
did that for a long time. I mean, I did that for almost 15 years. And one woman told me that I was beautiful because
Oh,
I know how to turn my ugliness into beauty. And I believed her because I saw that with my own eyes and I created it. I created
yes.
me.
I am so proud again of you, and I am so excited to see the exhibition. I do 100% want to be there. It sounds just like life. Again, the exhibition in itself is a part of your life. It's a part of showing the beauty of life. And congratulations on this grant. I'm so happy for you. I will be sure to put into, the snippet, the summary of our podcast, all the information about where they can find you. It sounds like there's so many places they can find you too. So,
Yes, so
yeah,
many. Yeah,
so many.
you know, even that is something that I learned, right?
Yeah.
That you need to let people know that you are an artist and the new world of getting to people is through social media. So even
Yeah.
that I am learning, even though it's overwhelming, but I do the best I can.
I know being on this podcast is a part of that. It's
And
getting
you know
out
what?
there.
That's my therapist again, because you know my therapist was like, "Well, you know, it looks like you are keep growing. In order for you
Hmm.
to get out of your mind is in order to accept and say yes to things." So here I
Yay.
am saying yes.
The first one too. Yes. So again, congratulations. I cannot wait for the exhibition. And yeah, thank you for being on this podcast today.
Thank you for the invite. It really means a lot.
I think that you spoke from the heart, and that is exactly what counts.
Thank you. Well,
Yes.
I always say this, from the abundance of my heart, my mouth speaks.
I
So
love that.
truly,
Yeah,
yeah,
truly. Yeah. Uh,
that is what I do because I don't know how to lie to my heart. So there you go.
well, I feel it in my heart too. So
Oh, thank
thank you,
you.
Ruth, for being here today. And I
Yes.
hope you have a wonderful day.
Yes, you too. Ciao.
Alrighty.
Thanks for tuning in to WAM, the Wellness Arts and Military Podcast, where we're more than just finger paints. Stay connected with us for more inspiring stories and resources. And remember, art and well-being are a powerful pair.